Hello everyone, welcome live to 3YTV, tonight's broadcast of the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series here in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150 at Daytona International Speedway. I'm Peter Short, and joining me in the booth here tonight, is Ben Adams. And Ben, great to be back at Daytona Beach. And of course, GTR Simulators, our series sponsors, is sponsoring the race here tonight, so it is doubly special here.
It is the race, the Bash at the Beach. Everybody wants to win at Daytona, right, Peter?
Yeah, I know Daytona is a racetrack that everyone circles right at the beginning of the season. That is for sure, especially this driver right here, driver number 52, who is going through the grass. That is your current points leader here in the practice session, William Kirwan. In fact, William is tied for the points lead here tonight with JT Poole and Matthew Rodriguez, who has 3 wins in his 5 starts here in that number 57 machine. Number 16 on the scoring pile and number 57 on that truck here tonight. The Steak and Shake machine. I think all eyes are on him, Ben, because he has been just lights out here over the past couple of weeks here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series.
Yeah, man, he's unbelievably strong. For whatever reason, he just knows how to get it done. And I got word earlier, in fact, just a few minutes ago, that William Kirwan was in a tornado warning. So how bad does he want to win this championship?
Well, a tornado warning. The vortex theory, Darrell Waltrip has that good old vortex theory where if you spin around the racetrack fast enough, you can scare away the storms. Well, maybe the vortex theory will kind of hold true for William Kirwan. Maybe he will be stirring up his anti-tornado here tonight at Daytona International Speedway in his Monster Energy Ford F-150 right there in front of the number 62 machine out there. That, of course, being Colin Ullery in his Sim Shots Ford F-150 right there. Folks, welcome back to 3YTV. We thank each and every one of you in the chat here tonight as we are back after a 4th of July break. Hopefully you all had a happy 4th of July, Ben, and hopefully everyone in the chat did as well. As you see, the practice session has come to a close, and we will now jump over into the qualifying session to see who will pick up the Bam Auto Pole Award here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be very important to, I think, get out front here. This isn't the Legacy, right? This is just the regular version?
Correct. This is non-bumpy Daytona, as I like to call it. There's bumpy Daytona, and then there's this one, which was after the repaving was done back in 2010 here. In fact, I think it was done after the 2010 Coca-Cola 400 here at Daytona. Made it a lot smoother than it used to be, that is for sure. They have also since taken down the grandstands that you see here on the backstretch. They've also added in the Daytona Rising effort on the front stretch since 2010. So they've done a lot here to Daytona International Speedway, but it's not very bumpy, at least not anymore.
Yeah, I always love the bumpy version. It is so challenging. You see he's riding the high line right up against the wall. You got to be careful not to scrape it, though.
Yeah, see, I'm always been a fan of, being maybe a little bit lower than Mitchell Adams is here through the corners. Yeah, you want to run the high line on the first lap or so, that is for sure, but I've always just been a supporter of keeping that wheel steady, and sometimes if you get a little bit too close to that outside wall, you get a little bit too close for comfort, you saw on the wheel just a little bit more than you typically would. It's all about keeping your inputs to an absolute minimum here at Daytona, because every input that you add in is lost energy, and just that energy ends up going into the tires as heat, and just inefficient. You don't want to be inefficient here at Daytona International Speedway, but that is number 49 of Mitchell Adams. There's the number 8 machine of Andrew Himmelman, and Ben, he is looking here tonight to kind of turn around his luck here on 3YTV. Andrew's kind of been on a hot streak of bad finishes, if you will, a couple of back-to-back terrible finishes in the Total Nonstop Racing League that we broadcast here, as well as not having the best of shows last week here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series back at iRacing Superspeedway, and trying to get things back pointed here in the right direction at the Bash at the Beach 150 here tonight.
Well, he did pick up the win at Darlington, though, just before the break in NSRA on Friday night, so, he just needs to get it turned around. We were talking today, and I think he's gonna turn it around tonight. I feel like it.
He will be one to keep an eye on here tonight. There's Barry Knapp, the number 57 truck. Now, he is the number 57 truck, both on the side of the truck and on the scoring pylon, not to be confused with the number 16 machine of Matthew Rodriguez, who also has the number 57 on his truck. But lap times are coming in. You can see those times at the top of the board. Andrew Himmelman by 1/1000th of a second fastest on his first lap, but he will not be the first driver to complete lap number 2. Mitchell Adams now going to jump to the top of the board as he completes his faster lap. We expect lap number 2 to be the faster lap. It usually is. Shane Terrian in the number 83 machine just came across, completed his second lap. Who's the next driver to come across to complete lap number 2? Well, I think that would be Jason Gracias, and then there's going to be a slew of times coming in after Gracias hits the line here. Here he is in the number 1 machine coming to the line. The Master Millwright, number 1, cutting the corner just a little bit. He's going to put his number 1 machine top of the board. How about that? Jeffrey Vickery coming to the line right here. But as Jason Gracias came to the line, went top of the board, Andrew Himmelman supplants himself back up as top of the board by just a fraction of a second, 6/1000ths of a second. That is a razor-thin margin here at Daytona International Speedway. Every other driver out there on the racetrack except for Kyle Lewis and Travis White have completed their lap times here to pick up the BAM Auto Pole Award here in the BAM Auto Pole Award shootout. But I'll tell you what, Ben, we've been watching this number 18 of Kyle Lewis over the past couple of weeks. Really, he's found his pace here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series, especially in qualifying, picking up the pole a couple of weeks ago here on the channel.
Yeah, this really started in NSRA on Friday nights. He was having some difficulties and whatnot. He just put his head down. He works. He puts into practice. He tries harder and harder. He's never afraid to listen to advice. And the guy, man, it's paying dividends now. He's starting to become a threat every single week.
Coming to the line to complete his second lap time here at Daytona, and he will put in a 52.135. So it looks like Travis White there. Kyle Lewis. No, I'm getting everything mixed up. Kyle Lewis there, 52.266. So he will jump up onto the board in the 13th position. Travis White just pipped him right there before the checkered flag came out. But that is going to do it here for the BAM Auto Pole Award shootout, and it will be Andrew Himmelman picking up the pole award here tonight. Let's see if we can bring up tonight's starting lineup here at Daytona International Speedway. In the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series Bash at the Beach 150, Andrew Himmelman on the pole. Like we mentioned, Jason Gracias will be starting there in the second spot. Alongside him, or behind him, I should say, as I'm trying to do too much right now. Back behind him, Dalton Hayes and Mitchell Adams on row number 2. Christopher Darling, Barry Knapp on row number 3. Garrett Gleason, Ben Mashburn, row number 4. Jeffrey Vickery and Colin Ullery rounding out your top 10 there, Ben.
In 11th, we got John Doble and Travis White starting beside him in 12th. 13th, we talked about him earlier, Kyle Lewis. William Kirwan riding out the tornado warning in 14th. Justin White in 15th. John Canizero, he's making a start tonight in 16th. Shane Tyrion in 17th. Robert Kinney, 18th. Nate Maurer in 19th. And Mike Floppy Taylor rounding out their top 20.
And taking you through the rest of your field here tonight in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series Bash at the Beach 150. Doug Neal will roll off 21st, Matthew Rodriguez 22nd, Stephen Ford, Jason Shue 23rd, 24th, and Shane Ledoux in the threat level Midnight machine will be rounding out your 25 truck grid here at Daytona International Speedway. It looks like these drivers trying to roll off of pit road here. Back to, looks like the pace car finally rolling, and we'll get these trucks wound up here in just a minute. Ben, 170 plus miles an hour here in the draft at Daytona. You cannot see the trucks in front of you. It's always extremely difficult here to see what's happening in front of you. Your eyes are usually focused on the back bumper of the truck in front of you, unless you're leading a pack.
Yeah, it's always more fun to be out front here, I'm telling you. It's just the way these spoilers pop up in the back of the trucks, you're right. Like going into turn 1 and into turn 3, it's almost blind. You just kind of have to peek out just a little bit. But I noticed in chat we got JT saying they're lucky I'm not out there tonight. So he's on the way back from Florida, and we wish you were out there, JT. You always make it exciting.
Yeah, JT, thanks for stopping in here on 3Y TV. Yeah, 2 hours away from your sim rig. That is painful. That is absolutely painful, but we are glad to have you here on the channel watching the action here. 59 laps in store here in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150. Going to be fun to see how it all shakes out. Tana Himmelman saying, woohoo, stay safe. To JT in his ride home. Tana Himmelman, we have it in writing. We have the screenshot. We do know that Tana Himmelman's rooting for the 3Y TV team here tonight. Don't know how we're going to win the race, Ben, but, we can call the race however we want to. If we want to say that we win the race, we can. We can do whatever we want to up here in the booth, and we get, all the benefits of doing that. So we'll figure out, Tana, if we end up winning tonight's race. But we have 59 laps to decide who gets to go to victory lane. And it is Andrew Himmelman leading us to the green flag here. 59 laps here around the famed Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing as it has come to be known. And that outside line forming up nice and neatly. Jason Gracias with a little bit of help from the number 49 and Mitchell Adams. And remember, last week at iRacing Superspeedway, Ben, we saw that outside line form up and be very strong pretty much every single restart.
Yeah, I think they've, they figured out how to get the outside lane going now. We've run a bunch of these races in these trucks, and there we go.
And Andrew Himmelman going around with Barry Knapp. That is a 2-car accident. Going to be interesting to see if that's going to bring out the yellow here, but a 2-truck accident on lap number 1. Usually the rule of thumb is a 3-car accident as what's going to bring out the yellow. Let's see what happened. Ooh, maybe a bad bump gone wrong with the number 24 machine. Himmelman sent spinning through the infield grass there. Let's get another look at this one right here. Sorry, folks, I have to make sure everything's all sorted out. And let's slow it down. I just think, man, Ben Adams there giving a bad bump to the number 57, Barry Knapp. And we got 2 cars in the grass on lap number 1, and the green flag stays out.
Mashburn. Don't blame me for it. I'm calling the race.
Yeah, Ben Mashburn. Too many Bens in this series. Yeah, not Ben Adams, Ben Mashburn. Man, I've been out of this for a week now. The last race I broadcasted here on 3Y TV was last week's race here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series. So I've had a week off, folks. So just bear with me while I shake off the rust here tonight on 3Y TV as Ben Mashburn in the number 24 truck jumps up to the high side in front of Colin Woolery. For all of you folks wondering about those 2 cars involved in the accident, well, you can see where they are on the racetrack relative to your leaders. Your leaders just now coming onto the backstretch. The number 8 and the number 57 just now about at the start-finish line. So they're already about a half lap down here on lap number 3, and without drafting partners, they will continue to lose time to this group. Ben Mashburn with that push from the number 62, going to get himself up to the front, but great start by that inside group of cars. Jason Gracias and Mitchell Adams, they were able to push themselves up to the lead and be ahead of that 2-car collision.
Yeah, I think that the 8 and they need to get together and draft, or they're going to lose a ton of time. It looks like they're separated. So the best they can hope for is those famed big ones, or a caution for something, so they can get the damage repaired and get back out there and not lose too many laps.
Well, we have seen that over the past couple of weeks here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series, Ben, that these drivers, they don't hold back. They race hard every single lap from the drop of the green flag. And part of that might be the fact that they do have a faster pair. So if you're an Andrew Himmelman fan back home, I know Tina is, he's still got a faster pair. So just because he's got some damage on that truck, just because he's well back there, yes, we have those JR Mobiles detailing Lucky Dog Awards as well in play here tonight. But what we have seen is these drivers, they race really hard early. They don't hold back. There's a big accident. We've seen it time and time again here. Heck, we didn't even get to the drop of the green flag back at Monza Oval before we had to reset the server. Speaking of Monza Oval, we'll be back there next week. I am shaking my hands. I am ready to go back to Monza But it is going to be really, really fun and interesting here over the next couple of weeks on 3 Wide TV as we get everything sorted out here in the run down to the championship, because we don't have all too many rounds left here this season in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series.
No, it's almost over, and I think a lot of the guys are going to be missing it. So, yeah, Monza next week is right turning. So I don't know that I've ever run a right turn oval. Maybe back in my Gran Turismo days, I don't know. But yeah, right turning Monza next week.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. And folks, I fiddled around with a couple of my graphics settings, and unfortunately, I think it's causing a little bit of stuttering. I don't know if you guys can see that on your end. Let me know if you can. I'll try and have that fixed up for tomorrow night here on 3 Wide TV. Because tomorrow night, we got the National Sim Racing Association Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. We will be going to another foreign racetrack. We're going to Twin Ring Motegi tomorrow night. That should be a lot of fun right here on the channel, 9 o'clock Eastern, as they head towards their championship finale. And it seems like another week closer. We're getting kind of close to when the playoffs begin. So that is going to be a fun watch here on the channel. Make sure you do not miss out on that. Jason Gracias, Mitchell Adams still 1-2 at the front of the field as Ben Mashburn and the 62 Colin Ullery continuing to lead that higher line. Then back behind them, let's talk about some of these trucks that's just back behind them. Dalton Hayes right now in the number 47 truck, that bright blue machine, the Sherwin-Williams Chevy Silverado, getting a nudge from the number 11 of Christopher Darling. Darling back in the field, just had birth of a child a couple of weeks ago, so great to see Chris Darling and the Max Graphics Ford F-150. As you see, the field has caught up and now lapped the number 57 of Barry Knapp. Nathan Maurer, the 971, also not starting the event here tonight, so only 24 trucks out there on the racetrack as it stands right now. We're working lap number 7, and I do believe Andrew Himmelman, yeah, here is Himmelman. We'll see if we can get a look out back of that number 8 machine, because the field is closing in on him as well. So your BAM Auto Bowl Award winner here at the top of the show, now quite a ways back.
Yeah, I think all he's got to do, it doesn't look like his truck's too tore up, so I think if he could just get in the draft, his main goal needs to be just get ahead of that 57 truck, and for the Lucky Dog Award. So that's got to be what he's thinking. We'll see if he gets up to speed or if he's too slow to stay in the draft.
Yeah, we will see right here. We're still getting that look out front. There's the number 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier just getting around him. We know Tellier is one of those drivers who likes to kind of stay back in the back of the pack. But there is your front few right now as Ben Mashburn in the number 24 got in front of Jason Gracias. Mitchell Adams ducked up to the high side, so a little bit of a tango between the drivers up at the front. Previously, it was the one of Gracias on the inside, the 49 of Adams behind him. And now Adams jumped up to the high line, leading that high line, as it looks like he might have just been able to clear Ben Mashburn as they head off into turn number 3. No, here comes Mashburn roaring right back with a big push from the number 1 of Gracias. Look a little bit further back. The number 52 is trying to move up into the picture. That is William Kirwan, co-leading the points here tonight, entering the fray with the man who's on the road right now, JT Poole. So definite championship Incas with JT Poole in the race here tonight. And of course, JT saying, go everyone besides Kirwan. I don't know. You also have to watch out for Matthew Rodriguez, because Rodriguez in his Steak and Shake machine, 3 wins and 5 starts, now nipping at the heels of JT Poole and William Kirwan in the point standings. So that is something we're going to have to watch out for. William Kirwan, on the other hand, says, you know what, folks, I'm just going to drop down to the low line, kind of let these drivers up the front settle things out, because like we mentioned earlier, Ben, here in the early running, these drivers getting everything they can get, racing really hard.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, the blocking really picked up too, where people were changing lanes aggressively to block, just being a lot more hardcore, and it's made for some crazy racing. But these guys are mixing it up, and so far it's staying very clean. I'm pretty impressed with it right now.
Now let's see if we can jump on board with driver of the number 7 machine. Here is Garrett Gleason running in the 7th position, 180 miles an hour as he heads down the backstretch right behind Dalton Hayes. You see that outside line getting a big push, and You saw right there up at the front of the field, just briefly, we have a new race leader. It is Mitchell Adams in the number 49 machine, looking out back of that number 49 machine. Got GTR Simulators there on the rear spoiler. Big shout out to GTR Simulators for sponsoring the Bash at the Beach 150 here tonight, as well as the Series Championship. Great quality product. In fact, I recently found out that one of my family friends, or one of my friends of my father, recently bought a GTR Simulator sim rig. And I said, well, man, did he figure that out from the broadcast that we have here on 3Y TV? Because he has watched us before as Colin Millery gets to the race lead. And sure enough, he did. The only thing is he didn't use GTR Sim for that discount code. That if you are looking for a GTR Simulator or any type of sim rig, make sure you check that out. So I thought that was really cool that, you know, you get to see GTR Simulators sponsoring us here on this particular series on 3Y TV, and one of the people that I know went out and bought one of those GTR Simulators because of it. I thought it was really cool, and I know they put together a really great quality product. As you see a side-by-side battle for the race lead, but it goes right, and here we go. We got a big accident. Shane Terrian going around. It's the big one here at Daytona.
There we go. We knew it was coming. Looks like I saw Travis White. It looks like he came back down into the field. Can't tell if somebody bumped him or what happened there.
That was definitely a big accident. I mean, we say it was a big accident, but I didn't see a whole lot of craziness going on. Let's see if we can roll the tape. Let's go kind of full speed here. Watch the number 23 just got hooked off the nose of the number 11 of Chris Darling. 23 comes down into Shane Terrian. Terrian gets into Ben Mashburn, who earlier in the race was up there near the front of the field. Then look at Jason Gracias getting turned up into the field. Garrett Gleason running into the back of the number 2 of Justin White, Travis White involved. And then look at some of these trucks a little bit further back, like the bright yellow number 77 of Doug Neal. Looks like he was able to squeak out. What about the number 52, William Kirwan? Was he able to get on the brakes in time? Yeah, looks like it. But, man, we're going to have to watch that from a couple different angles.
William Kirwan in chat said, watch me go through it. So he must have had a good ride.
All right, well, here we go. We queued it up right here for you, folks, on 3Y TV. There's the carnage happening in front of him. Looks like one of the threat level midnight machines. Ooh, okay. Ooh-wee. That's still happening for William Kirwan. He's still dodging him. Jeez.
Good job, William. Wow.
Well, Kirwan able to keep that truck nice and clean. Unfortunately, not as much luck for some of these others. Let's see what happened to driver of the number 24 machine here, Ben Mashburn. You see, he just gets hit by Shane Terrian, and he goes through the grass right here, and man, gets up into the air, slides up in, just barely kisses the outside wall. And there goes Kirwan, slicing his way on through.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a fast repair or not. But one of the things we also need to look at is Andrew and I'm forgetting his first name, but Knapp, to see if they got in this, because if they didn't, I think we have our lucky dog winners.
Yeah, so I think Andrew was in front of Barry Knapp. This is on board with Andrew Himmelman right here. I think he was able to squeak on through all right. Same thing with Barry Knapp, and you could see their relative position. Andrew Himmelman there, Barry Knapp a little bit behind him. So Andrew Himmelman was indeed in the lucky dog position. We do expect him to pick up the JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award. There is a link in the description for all of you people who want to check out JR's Mobile Detailing, as well as BAM Auto, sponsoring our pole award here tonight. In fact, we'll give you just a little bit more information about BAM Auto. They are located in Hudsonville, Michigan, area code 49426. There is an email address in the description of the video, bamaautogarage@gmail.com, if you want to check them out, as well as their phone number. Basically, any way you can get a hold of them, we have it in the description here tonight, as well as a link to the JR's Mobile Detailing Facebook page. That'll be www.facebook.com/JRS Mobile Detailing 2020, all one word. Make sure you check them out as well. And like we expected, that Lucky Dog Award did go to Andrew Himmelman, who's on pit road right now. We'll see if he gets that damage repaired or not. I think that's going to be kind of an interesting question. Doesn't look like he got any of that damage repaired there. works his way back out onto the racetrack.
Yeah, he must feel pretty good about it. Just save that faster pair as long as you can.
So,
I laughed out loud in chat. JT said, Kirwan, you should have just wrecked. Made me laugh.
Yeah, all in caps too. Dang it, Kirwan, you should have just wrecked. William, you don't have a fan. I think what this is gonna do, then, is I think JT is making himself officially ineligible for the Kirwan Race Winner Award, the Kirwan Racing Winner Award, where William Kirwan and the Kirwan Racing team donates $5 to the race winner of every race here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series. Very, very generous of William Kirwan to do that. Even donated himself $5 after winning at Monza Oval back a couple of weeks ago. Great to have William Kirwan here in the fold of drivers in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series in the National Sim Racing Association. And great to have all of you in the 3Wide TV chat as well. We got 15 viewers here. Garrett Gleason saying, got to tow another minute's crazy wreck. Oh, that's such a shame, Garrett. I thought you had just squeaked through in that number 7 machine. I guess that was not the case. Going to be a couple laps down in the number 7 Chevrolet. Going to be needing a couple of those JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Awards. Christopher Darling still sitting on pit road. Looks like he's just now rolling, as is Garrett Gleason in that Thornton Grafix Chevy Silverado. So a couple of these trucks needing that JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award here on 3Wide TV. But the number 62, Colin Ullery, is your race leader. Doesn't have a lot of the right side paint left on that Ford F-150, perhaps from that accident, but it doesn't seem like it's affected the front of the truck a whole lot. As you see, the pace car lights have turned back on. We were doubling up there for the restart, but obviously a couple of trucks weren't quite formed up in the back half of the pack. So we will go one more lap here under the caution flag. Just now working lap number 17. First caution flag of the night here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series Bash at the Beach 150. You're just now tuning in. Andrew Himmelman won the Bamauto Pole Award at the top of the show, but unfortunately for Andrew Himmelman, was involved in a 2-car accident and found himself 1 lap down. Barry Knapp also was involved in that accident. He's stuck 1 lap down right now, but he is in the position where he'd be able to pick up that JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award if another caution flag was to come out. The number 83 of Shane Terrian was just involved in the caution flag. He's back on pit road. There he is in his Toyota Tundra. So quite a bit of action happening here in the opening 7 laps. As William Kirwan. I was going to say William Killen. I guess that's what we could call him when he's going down there and killing the blue cone. So I was really excited when I think it was it you, JT? I know you're in the chat. JT, was it you that was killing the cone a couple weeks back at Talladega? But William Kirwan picking up the Killer Award here tonight by us up here in the 3Wide TV booth.
Yeah, I swear, if there is a record for who's hit the cone the most times, I'm 99% sure JT has it for all of iRacing. So yeah, he's a blue cone killer.
Yeah, JT in the chat saying, I always hit the blue cone. It's a tradition. Oh, there you go, folks.
I've seen him hit that blue cone 1,000 times myself, so I believe him.
I take out all my anger from Andrew out on the blue cone. Well, you know, Andrew's got a blue truck. It resembles a blue cone, so you better watch out, Andrew, here. But the pace car is headed down pit road. We'll be going green flag on lap number 18, and the number 62, Colin Ullery, our control car, gets us back to green, but outside line getting a fantastic restart. That is Jeffrey Vickery, the threat level midnight machine right there, with the number 18, Kyle Lewis, right behind him. Mitchell Adams, we saw him lead a couple of laps earlier in the race in the Adams Racing, kind of the orange and light blue machine there on the right-hand side of your screen. Third truck on that high line, but William Kirwan, the number 52, third truck on the inside, so that's good news for William Kirwan after he sliced and diced his way through that big accident that we had just a little while ago. For you people who are new here to the National Sim Racing Association GTR Simulators Truck Series, well, they do have one faster pair, which will allow them to return their truck to its state at the beginning of the race. But once that one faster pair is used, that's it. Any more damage that you accrue throughout the race, you will have to live with to the checkered flag unless you get some of that damage fixed on pit road. But they don't fix everything on pit road, that is for sure. But up at the front of the field, that great restart there by Jeffrey Vickery pole vaulted himself to the race lead here, and Kyle Lewis now running second.
Yeah, Kyle, we talked about him earlier. He just snuck back up there. He just rides around patient, bides his time, and he's always there at the end. Got Colin Olery being pushed by Mitchell too. They're trying to get that high line working. I think they're going to need another truck to get up tight to him to make that work though.
And here's a lookout back of the number 62 of Colin Olery. There's Dalton Hayes there in the number 47 there on the right-hand side of your screen. As that looks like we might be 3 wide. Sure enough, we are. Jason Gracias going up the middle. Ooh, I think that might have been John Doble. Not sure if he clipped the wall there through the tri-oval, but the number 3 is off the pace. We're still 3 wide. Jason Shue is the number 15 Shell Pennzoil machine who was up there on the top side, finally able to kind of get things sorted out. But 3 wide here at Daytona is a little bit hairier than Talladega and iRacing Superspeedway, which are wider racetracks. Daytona can be quite narrow as there's an accident towards the back of the pack. Justin White, Travis White going back up the racetrack and contact with Andrew Himmelman. Himmelman involved again, and whoa, that I think was the 57 of Barry Knapp. It was indeed, came up the racetrack, and someone was involved there. Second caution flag of the night. Let's see if we can sort this one out. Good news for the Andrew Himmelman fans back at home is he had not used his fast repair yet here tonight. Let's slow this sucker down right now. Here comes the number 23 machine, ducks to the inside, tries to take it 3 wide. Justin White might have been thinking about throwing a block, but there's contact between the 2 and the 23. Barry Knapp right there, who'd already been involved in an accident earlier in the race, hopefully hadn't used his fast repair, going through the grass. Let's see what happens back here, because the number 2 of Justin White comes, or he stays down there, but the 23 comes up of Travis White. Andrew Himmelman, really nowhere for the number 8 truck to go. You see him trying to slow down, find a spot through, but he gets a good chunk of it. And then Barry Knapp in the number 57's going through the grass, going up the racetrack. There's Matthew Rodriguez, last week's race winner, 3rd place in points, clobbered right there, and smoke billowing out the back of the number 57 truck. Tough accident there for the number 57. Actually, both 57s.
Yeah, both of them had a rough time. I think that Justin and Travis actually got into each other again down on the apron. I think that Justin actually kind of turned him back up back onto the racing crew. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, and there's number 23 just getting past the stricken.
Before this, yeah.
Yeah, okay, we could go a little bit, here we go, we'll just go a little bit further back. We'll get the whole show here for you folks on 3 Wide TV. Let's go on board here with the number 23 machine. Tries to go to the 3 wide. White comes down a little bit. They're still in the grass, and then you can see how he just kind of, he just got hooked back up the racetrack, and that's where Himmelman got his second lick right there. And oof, man, this one lucky to only be about 4 trucks, but the 4 trucks that were involved all pretty heavily damaged here under the second caution flag of the night here at the Daytona International Speedway. It is good news, I think, for Garrett Gleason, who I believe will be picking up the JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award. So that's good news for him. Andrew Himmelman in the number 8 has used his fast repair. They did come down pit road, just checking to see who else came down pit road. In fact, quite a few drivers came down pit road, led by Mitchell Adams in the 49 truck. Not a whole lot of trucks elected to take on tires under this caution flag. We'll see if we can bring up that graphic for all of you people here. Bring up the pit stop time. There we go. It's a bit of a messy graphic here, folks, but you can kind of break down that your top 2 drivers, Jason Gracias, Ben Mashburn, elected to stay out under this caution flag. Then you have Mitchell Adams, Kyle Lewis, John Cannizzaro, William Kirwan, as well as Stephen Ford. All those drivers elected to either take fuel only or right side tires. And then everyone on back from them took 4 tires and got damage repaired on their trucks. So kind of a mixed bag here under this particular caution flag on who came down pit road and who didn't. But that always adds to the fun here on 3 Wide TV. Pace car lights have already turned off, so a very quick yellow flag here at Daytona International Speedway. We'll check in on Garrett Gleason. There he is, your JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award winner under this particular caution. And I don't know why. We're going to have to figure it out. But Garrett Gleason always puts something under his name. And I don't know how he does it. He does it somehow. Well, you guys see it there. Just barely make it out. Not friends with Jason Freeman despite rumors otherwise. Now, I don't know if he's trying to hide that somehow, so it's just barely not visible. Maybe as to not offend Jason Freeman.
I can't see it. Where's it at?
You have to look super closely. It's right behind where it says GTR Simulators. Yeah, folks, we make typos here on 3 Wide TV. But it's, there we go, it's fixed. Right behind where it says the GTR Simulators SS Series driver, it has in very, very not visible font. I don't know how he does it. Maybe that's something we can work out here on 3 Wide TV on how to show all of that in all its glory, so we can make Garrett embarrassed to. I don't think. I don't think Jason Freeman would be upset. Anyway, whatever. Pace car's headed down pit road. We're about to go back. Green flag here on lap number 24. Closing in on the halfway mark here at Daytona International Speedway. Jason Gracias gets on the loud pedal and out to an early jump. But Ben, you think he's got too big of a jump here on this restart?
Oh yeah, you're a setting duck at that point. But it looks like, yep, he's gonna move over. He's not gonna block him. That's tough. If you get that kind of a jump. But Garrett, if you're in chat, tell us how you do it. We want to know.
Dana Himmelman saying he's getting old, Peter. He can't read small print without his glasses.
Oh man.
Ben, you're getting, yeah. Oh man, the chat is brutal. That's one thing I've learned about being on YouTube is the chat can be absolutely brutal. We love you guys, but man, it's tough love sometimes here in the chat.
I had to go pick up some of the .125 reader glasses just to help me a little bit. At my age, that's pretty good. That all I need is the .125.
Well, I don't think you need glasses to see that. We are 3 wide. Mike Floppy Tellier with a push from Chris Darling there in the number 11. Just pushed his way up to the middle, so the Flat Out Racing Network number 97 there. Mike Floppy Tellier, the Canadian driver out of Sarnia, Ontario, now all over the back bumper of the number 49 of Mitchell Adams as they fan out down the backstretch, doing the day 2 inside groove there. John Cannizzaro in that number 10 truck instead of Monty Glover here tonight. Giving a bad bump to the number 24 machine of Ben Mashburn. They got a little bit swirly, but they settle things out here, Ben. And that's not the first time we've seen that here tonight, as Mike Floppy Tellier with a big push from Christopher Darling going to get to the race lead for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, as they say, business has picked up. They are racing now. They were a little tame early on, but it seems like it's let's go, Tom. For whatever reason, they've decided to turn it on.
And Chris Darling just dropped Mike Tellier and says, you know what, I'm going to go pick up Ben Adams. How many times have we seen the number 11 and the number 24 work together here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series here, folks? Well, too many times to count, as the 24 and the 11 have once again locked bumpers here down the backstretch with Mitchell Adams all over the back bumper of Mike Floppy Tellier saying, hey, buddy, not so fast. We want to stay out front here. And John Cannizzaro there in the number 10 as the outside line now forming up, picking up some trucks. We're pretty even in the count of trucks between the low line and the high line. Then you got drivers like William Kirwan back there, number 52 at your top of the screen, and the bright blue number 47, not 57, excuse me, 47 of Dalton Hayes. Just kind of laying back just a little bit as they see these drivers kind of sort things out up at the front of the field. Again, very old contact is Mitchell Adams. Mitchell Adams, can he save it? No, he cannot. Big wreck back there, and they're still wrecking back there. My goodness, that will bring out the yellow again. Andrew Himmelman was in the middle of the storm. Jason Shue going around. We are still green somehow. Can you believe this?
Oh, they got to throw a caution for that, right?
They have to throw a yellow for this one. Let's see if we can sort this one down. Caution flag finally coming out. It happened when Darling came down into the 97 machine, then other drivers were reacting. Nathan Maurer getting clobbered. Look at Kyle Lewis in the 18 getting clobbered. Look at the SimShots number 8 machine on the right-hand side of your screen, the pearlescent blue number 8 machine. Here comes the 971 machine. Nathan Maurer right down the racetrack into the side of Mitchell Adams once again. But my third accident, third caution flag of the night.
I'll tell you who I'm going to give my Attaboy award to was Doug Neal. Holy crap. What? 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit the guy in front of you when they check up like that. And he managed to get to the apron and save his truck. I mean, just a fantastic job by Doug Neal.
So you see the number 11 just kind of went down the racetrack just a little bit, and then it was on from there. We're watching the number 49 of Mitchell Adams there. He kind of gets that hit. We'll see if we can go back and get a look on board with Doug Neal. You said there. Let's see if this will. Nope, that unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Drew must have saw it coming. He backed off about a truck and a half, and then just he of course hits the brakes, and Doug Neal was right on it. And I mean, I don't know how he didn't run over him.
So let's see. Of course, we'll put it in the 3-wide TV slow motion cam here. Watch everything start to unfold in front of Neal. There's Himmelman. You can see they get closer. There's a little contact nudgy there. Everything's A-okay. And Neal says, you know what, Andrew, you're going too slow. I'm just going to pass you while all this chaos comes down. And here comes Doug's teammate coming down the racetrack. Woo!
Yeah, that's 9 times out of 10, like I say, if he hits Drew right there, Drew's right into the wreck. I mean, he's going to lose control too. And good job by Doug, man. Great job.
We're going to see if I could get an onboard here. Yes, we will, with Dalton Hayes. So Dalton elected to go to the basement of the racetrack to avoid this accident. Keeps going down, keeps going down, keeps going down, keeps going down. Hello, Daytona Super Stretch sign. And yeah, that's the way you do it. As long as you can merge cleanly, which is easier said than done here, and he does so, and very nicely gets back up onto the racetrack. All right, back live up at the front of the field. We have had drivers on pit road while we've been watching that replay. Colin Ullery in the number 62 is your race leader. The 62, the number 3 of John Doble, right back behind him. There is Doble. Came out of pit road in second. William Kirwan came off pit road in third in his Ford F-150. So 3 Ford F-150s leading the field right now. Then Justin White, who's been involved, as you can see, been involved in a couple of skirmishes here tonight. You see all the damage on the number 2 Grinds Coffee Pouches machine right there as he basks in the Daytona Beach sun here in the GTR Simulator's Bash at the Beach 150. John Cannizzaro, 5th off pit road. Then Mitchell Adams in the number 49 machine, involved in an accident, has used the faster pair, obviously, as that is a all-square number 49 machine. Then Jason Gracias, Dalton Hayes, Doug Neal in 9th, and Robert Kenny rounding out your top 10. Robert Kenny rounding out your top 10. That is the new saying of the night here on 3-Wide TV. Folks, I tell you, it's easier said than done sometimes up here in the booth. Let's see if we can pick up on some of those drivers who were in need of those JR Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Awards. Kind of towards the back of the pack. I believe one of those drivers was Matthew Rodriguez, and I wasn't sure. I think Matthew Rodriguez was the JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award under this caution flag, just coming off pit road right now. Back on the lead lap after having a blown engine in the second caution flag of the night. So big shout out to Matthew Rodriguez, who won, of course, last week at iRacing Superspeedway, looking for his 4th win in only 6 starts here tonight. Just an unbelievable winning record on Superspeedways here. And Ben, the funny thing is when you talk to him, he definitely is kind of flabbergasted by his results and how well he has done to start off the series.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you don't expect this new guy to come in and do what he's done, but he's had I can't remember, was he the one that hit the guy right at the line? I can't remember, either he got hit or he hit him right at the line. I mean, he's had some cool things happen too to make it even more interesting. So yeah, great job, man. Three-time winner in this series, with all the hard racing that goes on. That's very impressive.
Yeah, that is very impressive. That is for sure. Now, some interesting things have happened. Ben Mashburn has taken the number 24 Chevrolet to pit road. Not sure if he is calling it day done here at Daytona or not. But the green flag is waving here once again. We are now in the back half of the Bash at the Beach 150 as we have just 29 laps to go. William Kirwan trying to take the number 52 truck to the race lead for the first time here tonight. It's that outside line starting to get formed up out there. But the inside line of Ullery and Mitchell Adams right now 1-2. Well, we'll see if that tie line can get moving here. You see the Sim Shots number 8 machine of Andrew Himmel. We know he's used his fast repair here tonight. In fact, quite a few trucks have used their fast repair here in the field. So hopefully we don't see any more big ones here tonight, Ben, but you and I know easier said than done.
Yeah, I'm putting it at 90% that we have another big one, undoubtedly. And so you got some new guys up here. You got William Kirwan. We're going to call him the Tornado from now on. He's up here with John Doble. You know, they're trying to get that outside line going. So see what these new guys can do now that they've made their way to the front.
Ooh, Jason Shue getting loose back there. Maybe a little bit of a bump from the number 11 machine back there of Christopher Darling, but they look like they were going to kill the digger cam right there. Going through turn number 1 and 2. You see the field still trying to get sorted out as Colin Ullery leading the inside group. You see all the trucks still left in the field here tonight. Pretty good group of trucks still left in the show. In fact, I think right now we are down to out there currently running. I think we have all but 2 trucks out of the 25 starters. Now, we did see Nathan Maurer. We did mention earlier in the show that the 971 was unable to see the green flag, and that was definitely the case. However, Nathan Maurer in the 971, who was involved in that last accident, is still out there, and as of right now is running on lap number 23. Your leaders are on lap number 33. Mitchell Adams there, he just used his fast repair. He says, you know what, I think I'm going to play it a little bit safer, as William Kirwan and the number 52 with a bump from the number 2 of Justin White trying to go for the race lead here, working lap number 33.
Yeah, JT and Chad apparently said I'm trying to be Larry Mack because I'm calling out the caution percentages, but hey, I'd love to be Larry Mack just for the hair. But JT's right, we need to get Doug Milner to come up here and have him do his Larry Mack impersonation one of these things. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be fun. We do need to get that sorted out at some point here. Some hard racing here going on a little bit further back in back. Jason Shue in front of Christopher Darling. You see the back end of the number 15 Shell Pennzoil Ford F-150 is pushed way in. In fact, Jason says, you know what, I'm just going to duck down here. And I think that's a wise move there by that number 15 truck, because he has a pretty heavily damaged rear bumper. Does not want to be the next accident. Whoa, speaking of the next accident, we might have had it right there, as Tellier gave a bad bump to the back of Chris Darling.
I bet Andrew is just trying to figure out where he needs to go to stay out of the way at this point. Like, he's got stuff happening all the way around him. It's getting pretty funny.
It seems like he is the eye of the Hornet, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like every, or maybe the key term for tonight should be the center of the tornado, since tornadoes have been on the mind here tonight. But that has been where Andrew Himmelman has been literally since the drop of the green flag. I mean, he started on the pole, got turned around on like lap number 2 or 3 or whatever, ended up 1 lap down, got that JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog award, and now finds himself back on the lead lap. He's used the fast repair. He's currently in lucky number 13 out there on the racetrack. But folks, I think it's about time. We try and do it every week here on the channel. Can't say we've always been super successful in it, but for us to do the JKR Motorsports Crank It Up here at Daytona, so bear with us here for just a moment as we give you the sounds of Daytona. right, folks. That was your JKR Motorsports Crank It Up here tonight around Daytona International Speedway. Up at the front of the field, Jason Gracias leads over Colin Ullery. Dalton Hayes is leading the high line, though, with a couple of Simbox trucks out there. Doug Neal in the 971 and Nathan Maurer is, the 62 Colin Ullery going out the racetrack a little bit there behind the number 1 machine of Gracias. And one thing we've seen here tonight is bumps gone wrong at Daytona. Not sure if it's one of the new things that iRacing has pushed out with one of these new packages, but it seems like it's been really difficult to bump draft here tonight, Ben.
Yeah, it's they're moving around a lot, and you just got to make sure that you're square. Sometimes it's better just to not bump draft until getting closer to the end. But it's just one of those things that's you got a chance to do it. It's hard not to be honest with you.
And of course, pushing and shoving, leaning on one another, that's all fun. And of course, sim racing is all about having fun. That's what you want to do. You want to go out there. Of course, you want to run the race, but it's all about having fun. And if that's what you got to do to have some fun, well, hopefully it just doesn't end in tears on the back of a flatbed, or a virtual flatbed, that is, a cartoon flatbed. We call ourselves the Affordable Cartoon Race Car Channel here on 3Wide TV, and want to thank each and every one of you for joining us in the chat. Jason Bean in the chat saying once you hit 45, it's all over. Things start falling apart. Get ready for a midlife crisis in a few years. There's a few years after that. You better hope it isn't blue pill time. Yeah, blue pill time. That, Yeah, hopefully we don't get there. But anyway, 19 laps ago here at Daytona in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150. And up at the front of the field, it is Doug Neal and Dalton Hayes back behind him right there. And folks, if you have been wondering where your favorite driver has been this entire night up at the top of the screen, well, you probably should have let us know, because it has been the top 5 for the entire race. Although it's really the top 5 that matters, isn't that right? If you ain't first, you're last. So we might as well just show one spot, and that's first spot anyway up there in the Tecker. But hopefully you can figure out where your favorite driver is running as of right now here around Daytona International Speedway. I do apologize for that. I'm sure some eagle-eyed viewer will have caught that at some point here on the channel. But sometimes our block scroll doesn't work very well anyway. I digress here on the channel. We got 18 laps to go, and right now we have 21 cars on the lead lap. Only Travis White, Nathan Maurer, there are the only... Actually, no, excuse me. Travis White has peeled off the racetrack. Let's see if something has happened to Travis White. It just says he entered the pits in his truck a couple laps ago all by his lonesome, and he has taken it to the garage. So we're down to now just 22 trucks out there on the racetrack. The only truck one lap down is Nathan Maurer, still running out there on the racetrack. He is right there in the 23rd position. They're trying to help his teammate, Doug Neal, to get to the race lead here, Ben.
Yeah, JT's cracking me up in chat, man. He's been on it all night. But, there's a lot of these guys sitting back there that were trying to ride around safe, but, they're on the verge of, getting out of this thing. It's time they start heading to the front, I think, with 17 to go, right? Like, you can't ride around too long. You need time to get in position. So it's going to be interesting to see how Andrew and Mitchell Adams and some of these guys that are just kind of hanging back, how soon before they head to the front or try to go to the front.
Well, with the lap counter winding down, I think 16 laps might still be a little bit early, but once you get to 10, inside of 10 to go, 8 laps to go, I think when you're at 8 laps to go, that is the point, at least when I have typically said, you know what, this is it. This is the time to go try and win this race. I can't hang back anymore at 8 laps to go. I think 10 can sometimes be a little bit too early, because I think some people can kind of get that in their head, that there's 10 laps to go, it's go time, then they cause a wreck. But 8 laps to go, that's my number. That's my magic number. It's won me a couple of races here at Daytona in iRacing, and I have to say, we will see if we get any of those late race caution flags, because of course we could potentially have a Beer Street Journal last call. And we don't call them lucky dogs, or not lucky dogs, what am I saying? Green-white checkers here in the series. We call them Beer Street Journal last calls. And we have multiple attempts at Beer Street Journal last calls here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series in the Bash at the Beach 150. So that's always something that can come across here. Want to thank each and every one of you watching the stream right now here on YouTube on 3 Wide TV. Why don't you drop a blue thumbs up while you're here and subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers here, and we can't wait to get there, as the 971 of Nathan Maurer has gotten himself to the front of the field. However, he's not your race leader as he's multiple laps down. And maybe here, Ben, maybe Doug Neal can use that to his advantage because he's got his teammate there. As it looks like we got some green flag pit stops happening right now. We got drivers peeling off onto pit road.
I did not see that coming. I was not paying attention to the fuel run. I'm not Larry Mack. But yeah, that caught me off guard. All these guys just making that last minute turn in. So wow.
Now, all of your trucks that just stayed out, led right now by Jeffrey Vickery and Nathan Maurer, all of these trucks pitted on lap number 29. And of course, right now we are working lap number 45. So it's only been about 16 laps or so since these trucks were last on pit road. That seems a little bit short. Of course, they do run a reduced fuel tank here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series. I kind of expected them to be able to go another lap or two, but green flag pit stops here at Daytona as we get another group of trucks coming down. Doug Neal, Mike Floppy Tellier coming down, Dalton Hayes, and Tellier late on those brakes. We see Nathan Maurer back there. We got Chris Darling, William Kirwan, Justin White. So that leaves just 7 trucks out there on the racetrack at speed. Here they are, led by Vickery. Stephen Ford, his teammate. The threat level Midnight, number 14, is second. John Doble in third. Shane Ledoux, another threat level Midnight machine, running in fourth back there. Then, of course, you got Robert Kenny, Shane Terrian, and Matthew Rodriguez. So this 7-truck tango out there on the racetrack, though we expect to see them kill the Digger pit cam this time by as they work their way through turn number 3 into turn number 4. Let's see if they do come down pit road, and here they come right at the camera, coming down to pit road speed. Man, I think Vickery might have been a little bit fast there. That definitely seemed, at least to the naked eye, seemed a little bit fast. Meanwhile, we got a bunch of trucks out there still on the racetrack trying to come up to speed, seeing if anyone's been nabbed for speeding penalties. Yes, they have. Mike Floppy Tellier, too fast on pit road. So the number 97 machine, the Canadian driver out of Sarnia, Ontario, had a 40-second stop and hold. Ouch.
Yeah, and that early pit stop looks like it has really paid off for these guys. They're now right on they were way up from, they were pretty far back. They're all right there with the lead pack now, so evidently they were onto something, right?
They definitely were, and we got another group coming out onto the racetrack right now. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. We got these drivers at speed trying to go around. Oh my goodness, that is going to be bad. That is bad. That is bad. That is bad. We got one car, 34 machine, Robert Kenny in the inside wall, the number 4, Stephen Ford. Can't say I didn't possibly foresee that happening with the way they were racing, but only a 2-truck incident. So that means we are going to stay green flag here. And for the number 34 and the number 14, that is bad news. Let's see if we can see how that all happened here. These 2 trucks are coming off pit road. Here comes the field at speed. And the 34 just pulls up in front of the field and gets swallowed up, gets a bump from Jason Gracias. And I got to say, from the number 34 machine, that was not the smartest move in the world. And, him ending up inside the inside wall just like that, we do stay green. I'm sure he will be, a little bit upset with that. But you can't just go up there and block the field when they've got, going 30, 40 miles an hour faster than you.
No, I would almost think that could be a penalty. Most race admins would throw a penalty on that. I mean, you just can't do it. You're gonna wreck the field. Luckily, these guys did an unbelievable job to keep that from happening.
Now you can see how the field has scattered out here. 10 laps to go here at Daytona. Kyle Lewis turned the backstretch into a slalom course right there. Jason Gracias, who is right back behind the number 18. He has that front end damage from the rear contact, or the front end contact he made with the back end of Robert Kinney's machine. And whoa, the 62 of Ullery having some connection issues. Okay, he's back. That's good news. John Doble trying to go to the outside of John Cannizzaro to take it 3 wide. But look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. The field catching up to the number 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier. He will be caught here very quickly. Then we have a couple of trucks a little bit further back. Jeffrey Vickery, Justin White are working together. There they are. And then even further back, you got Garrett Gleason and Stephen Ford. Of course, Ford was involved in that contact with Robert Kenny just a little while ago. But the number 62 catching the bright pink number 97 right there of Mike Floppy Tellier. And I expect Tellier to stay kind of on the bottom side of the racetrack. He does here. I think that's another thing that usually they tell you to go to the high line here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway series. But Tellier thinks, you know what? The best chance of him getting the JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award, get back in the mix here tonight, is to stay with this lead pack. So he stays down there on the inside line. So lap count winding down now. 8 laps to go at Daytona here, Ben. And this is when I say it's go time. And look who's worked himself up there to leading that high line. Back into the picture, your Bam Auto Pole Award winner at the top of the show, Andrew Himmelman.
Yeah, you got 4 sim racing, sim shots racing trucks in the top 4 right now, and I have to mention John Cannizzaro. He's taken over for Monty Glover. Monty made a move, and he's got some internet troubles that he can't get. Oh boy! Wow, nice save. But yeah, Monty's moved back to Kentucky, so John is filling in for I think the next 3 races. So yeah.
Well, hopefully Monty can get all that sorted out and get back in the number 10 machine. Of course, also a say, whoa, man, we're just
crazy.
Yeah, we're just trying to wad up the trucks. You know, you got to send some scrap metal back to the recycling plant, or else they'll be upset. And they're trying to do that here on 3 wide TV as they're trying to go 3 wide. John Doble back there in the number 3 machine. He's going to slot in behind the number 83 of Shane Terrian, who's now on the high line. And look at the number 57 there. That is the number 16 on the scoring pylon of Matthew Rodriguez. Sneaking back into the picture as the field is going to catch the number 14 machine right there of Stephen Ford, who has quite a bit of damage on that Chevy Silverado after the contact a little while ago with Robert Kenny. Kenny is still out there on the racetrack all by his lonesome down in the 21st position as they run. Only Nathan Maurer is lower on the scoring pylon here as we're down to just 6 laps to go. Ullery continuing to lead that inside line as Himmelman trying to use that high line. Oh, contact! Cannizzaro and the number 1 at Jason Gracias make contact. They go spinning into the infield. Caution flag waves here at Daytona.
Yeah, that was an interesting move. I think Jason Gracias was going to try it the lap before and backed out, but this time he stuck it in there, made it 3 wide. I think they just kind of clipped each other.
So here we go, kind of goes to the middle of the racetrack in the number 1 machine. Cannizzaro and the number 1, they make a little bit of hip check action contact. Kyle Lewis there in the number 18 gets a piece of it. Matthew Rodriguez in the 57 gets a piece of it. Championship implications for Matthew Rodriguez. We know he's used his fast repair here tonight. John Cannizzaro goes spinning through the grass, as did Gracias, but you see the back half of the field able to get things all kind of sorted out. Gracias also able to stop that truck before impaling the inside wall. So all things considered, not the biggest accident we've seen here tonight, but enough to bring out the caution flag and possibly might just send us to our first attempt at a Beer Street Journal last call here at the famed World Center of Racing, the 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway here, home of the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150. Big shout out to GTR Simulators, not only sponsoring tonight's race, but also the series sponsor here in the GTR Simulators Superspeedway Series and the National Sim Racing Association. Of course, the National Sim Racing Association also in action tomorrow night here on 3 Wide TV. We got action 9 o'clock Eastern at Twin Ring Motegi. We have to go to the other side of the globe, Ben. I'm going to have to get a virtual flight over there. I'll be firing up my flight simulator. No, I will not. That is a joke. Could do it, but not going to do a flight to Japan. That just seems extremely long. But I do think we're not going to have any drivers come down pit road at this point in time, Ben. Track position is too precious, but this is the caution flag that one driver in particular wanted to see, and that is the driver who was eligible for the JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Award, and that is Mike Floppy Tellier here in the Flat Out Racing Network, number 97.
Yep, good job, Mike, just hanging in there. Good thing you went low and not high. That really helps you. Jason Gracias looks like he's already used his fast repair, so he's probably going to be done or close to it. John Canizero looks pretty roughed up. Yeah, there's a lot of torn up trucks now.
Yeah, so Doug Neal in the number 78, he's tore up. John Canizaro tore up. The number 1 of Jason Gracias is tore up. Matthew Rodriguez, there's Matthew, other side of the racetrack, did not come down pit road surprisingly. Maybe thinking, you know what, there's only 2 laps to go. Let's just see what it's got.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to hang in the draft. The only problem you have when you get damage like that on the front most of the time is you just can't lead. As soon as you pull out, it's like a big old parachute, and it'll kill all your progress. You're better off just staying in line.
But we will wait and see whether or not we get a Beer Street Journal last call. I think question for the chat here tonight is going to be how many Beer Street Journal last calls will we see. JT Poole saying, Peter, I would buy tickets for that plane flight. It'd be free because it'd be a virtual flight. I could sit you in my virtual cockpit in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Tristan Maher in the chat saying, I think Dallara worked a little bit too closely with iRacing on the new car development. They put iRacing damage model on IRL car with no crumple zones. That is true. That is very true. Kyle Lewis saying, how bad is my damage? Well,
let's zoom in. Let's zoom in for him.
All right, zoom in. Let's get that zoomed in cam. There we go. Man, Kyle, I think you got maybe a little bit of right front damage on that truck, but it doesn't look too bad at all.
Right rear's crumpled a hair. The right front. I mean, you're okay, dude. Go race. Win this thing.
Go race. Go win the thing. That's right. Go push. And if you don't think you have the car to win, you can definitely get a second out of it. I think you're in the right spot. It just doesn't. I mean, he did get hit pretty hard from that contact on the right side when that all went down, but I don't know. It still looks pretty square.
Yeah, he's all right. Mitchell's running his championship paint scheme from last year. That gives me memories.
Yeah, probably not the best memories for you there, Ben, because you're probably looking at the. Yeah, but you never want to look at the rear bumper of your teammate. That's.
I'm used. Dude, I spend my life chasing these young kids around. They're just faster than me. I've learned that. But hey, I'm in the top 10. I might make it in the chase.
That's right. Of course, the chase for the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Series Championship resumes tomorrow night at Twin Ring Motegi, and I'm looking forward to that one. That one definitely going to be fun. It is going to be a good one. Last season, we went to Twin Ring Motegi and put on a fantastic show. Of course, only 2 races left before we make it to the top 10 drivers and the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Series playoffs in that particular series. So definitely going to be a lot of fun. Pace car heads down pit road. Andrew Himmelman on the outside. Colin Ullery on the inside. As the green flag drops, and you can see all the drivers put the power down there, Ben, because they all get a little bit squirrely. 2 laps to go. This is not a Beer Street Journal last call. It is a natural 2-lap shootout here at Daytona, so we still have some more attempts in the bag if we go back caution, but hopefully we don't have to see that here tonight. But that inside line of Ullery and Adams really well lined up here as they head down the backstretch.
Yeah, Shane Therian, here he comes too. He's another one of those guys that he's won, early in his debut, or I think he won. I could be wrong, but Shane Therian has definitely ran well, and here he is at the front, so looks like Kyle Lewis is able to get up to speed, so he's not going to have too much problems.
Lewis in the number 18, like you said, to getting up to speed, might be a little bit off the pace. You see that gap growing between the back of the number 8 machine of Himmelman and Shane Terry, and white flag is out here at Daytona, so no Beer Street Journal. Last call here tonight in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150. Coming around to the checkered flag this time by. There's contact in the back of the pack involving Chris Darling. Darling Vector, oh my goodness, that's a big accident back there. Jeez, that is a big one. The biggest of the biggest here. But this is the group of drivers now battling it out for the checkered flag. Unfortunately, bad news for William Kirwan. He was involved in an accident. Championship implications. It looks like the number 57 of Matthew Rodriguez will walk away with the points lead after this one. But who will walk away with the win? Ullery leads coming out of the final corner. It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. Terrian on the outside, unable to get him. Colin Ullery goes to victory lane in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150. And back behind him, there was another accident. Matthew Rowe, my goodness, Dalton Hayes going on his roof across the start-finish line like a top. Rodriguez is going to finish in 7th here tonight. Ullery taking home the win.
Yeah, you talked about donating some sheet metal, buddy. They got it on that last lap, right? Wow. Was it probably 10 or 15 torn up, destroyed trucks? What a way to end it, guys.
So let's see if we can figure out very quickly. So we will go back here. So this is what happened further back in the pack. And William Kirwan. Oh, Kirwan, I think that was netco between William Kirwan and the number 1 machine, and it was just kind of on from there. That is one big ouchies. Let's see if we can get one more look at this one. Yep. Let's go to this cam. Well, I think I was a bit too late on that, but ouchies. That was not good. Ouchies. Still ouchies. Ooh, Jason Shue coming in there late. Oof. That was a pretty big hit. Let's go back to the post-race burnouts here on the front stretch as Colin Ullery and the number 62 machine burning it down for the fans here at Daytona International Speedway. Just lighting them up for us. Celebrating the win here in the Bash of the Beach 150. Can't even see that number 62 truck hardly in and amongst the smoke that he's laying down.
Yeah, he's going to thank Mitchell for that, man. Mitchell just stayed right on his bumper and didn't even try to pull out. So that's what you got to do, man. You got to have somebody willing just to push you to the very end, and Mitchell did it. And you can see all the other SimShots guys, they're sitting out there with him. So what a race, man. We can take a breath now. Where did Tellier finish? Because I think with that, he's going to come up and get a pretty good finish.
Yeah, I think he's going to come home 10th tonight.
10th place. Wow.
So let's see. Here we go. This will give us a good look of what happened in this lead pack, because these drivers kind of went for a ride as well. Dalton Hayes in the number 47. Watch him. Okay, so John Doble tries to go up to make it 3 wide. Was that the initiation of the accident? No. Looks like the 47 of Hayes comes down into the number 18 of Lewis, who gets down into the number 21 machine. And the 21 back there, Jeffrey Vickery, trying to go almost up and over. Now, Rodriguez was able to walk away with 7th in his machine. Now, we did see Dalton Hayes here get absolutely yeeted across the racetrack.
Yeah,
here we go.
Something else must have happened right here.
On board with him. We'll just play at full speed here. And grinds to a halt. And I have a feeling someone's going to come in here. Oh, here comes Doug Neal. Boom. Boosh.
You just can't resist it. The race is over. You just can't resist that.
Yeah, and we give the little gyro cam a little bit of a workout. I think that was the only flip we saw here tonight at Daytona. All things considered, that's not a bad night here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series. We hardly ever have a night with only one flip here. But a great look here of Daytona International Speedway. What a run here tonight in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150.
Can't wait to see the points. I think is that going to give Rodriguez the lead?
It will give him the lead. I do believe, if my math is correct. Now, we do know that William Kirwan did lead a lap, but Kirwan finished well down the running order, down in 18th. So that is not going to be good for him. Let's see if we can get some of these drivers lined up here for a post-race interview here on 3 Wide TV. Just need to go and find Colin Ullery and Mitchell Adams. Both of them are not yet in here. So okay, here we go. I think we've got Mitchell. Let's make sure that he's good. Mitchell Adams, Peter Short, 3YTV booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, I think the big question there at the end of the race was whether or not you were going to kind of jump out and try and get around the number 62, but you didn't. You stayed glued to his rear bumper. But all things considered, a good race for the number 49 tonight.
Yeah, it was a really good race for me again tonight, and the SimShots team did really well again here. No, I was kind of committed to pushing Colin there at the end. I thought about it, but I'm not here for points, and I know he is, so I'm definitely going to push a teammate to victory lane in that position, and we just did a great job coordinating tonight. We were all there at the end.
Yeah, great job coordinating. I mean, even Ben Adams beside me mentioned there at the end of the race, there was 4 of you inside the top 5, 4 teammates working together. And Shane Terrian there at the end played a little bit of a spoiler, splitting you guys up. But all things considered, a great run here tonight at Daytona. And we know how hyped you are to run next week here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series at Monza. Tell us about it.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for Monza. I said it as soon as that race finished the last time that I was ready to race that. And so, yeah, I'm really hyped to be going right. I'm feeling good. Good top 3 run tonight. So, yeah, I'm super hyped up for Monza next week.
Well, I'm glad you could say something after that race. I was all choked up. But yeah, very much looking forward to going back to Monza next week here on 3YTV. And, of course, tomorrow night we got the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series here in the National Sim Racing Association at Twin Ring Motegi. Was a lot of fun last season. What do you think about your chances tomorrow night here on the channel?
Twin Ring was a really good race for me last year. I don't remember where I finished, but I know I had a good run. I think there's some improvement that needs to be done on my part from last season, but I think I learned a lot from last time we raced there, so I definitely think the 49 is going to be up front tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely was a lot of fun last season. You did not come home with the win last season, but you did finish with a podium there. It was Lorello that took home the win in the 2020B season, but definitely was a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it tomorrow night. But before we let you go, Mitchell, any shout-outs here on the channel?
Just the NSRA for putting the series on, and of course you guys at 3YTV for doing the broadcasts. I was kind of watching it under cautions to get a look back at some stuff. Just everyone at SimShots Racing who worked with me tonight, and all the sponsors of that team, Butt Kicker, GTR Simulators, where you can use code GTR to get 10% off your order. Just all the 49 fans that watched tonight, and Max Grafix, and just yeah, that's all my shout-outs.
All right. Well, Mitchell, we'll see you tomorrow night here on the channel. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, so that's going to do it here for tonight's third place finisher, Mr. Mitchell Adams. And I do believe that Ben Adams has caught up with tonight's runner-up, driver of the number 83, once again, Shane Terrian.
Shane, this is Ben and Peter up in the 3YTV booth, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I feel like every time I call a race, I'm interviewing you. So that must mean you're doing pretty good, man. How was tonight's run?
I don't know. I just hung out in the back. I went up to the front once just to get the idea of how the draft was working, and then I got wrecked. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna sit in the back. And then pit strategy got me to the front. So it was fun. Just a lot of wrecks, and the yellow's not coming out. I don't know what iRacing's deal was today, but other than that, it was fun. Just tired of finishing second a lot.
Yeah, you'll get one, man. But yeah, there at the end, I said you were just kind of hanging around at the back, and then all of a sudden it's like you hit the gas, it's time to go, and then you found yourself in the middle of a SimShots Racing sandwich up there. But you were able to bust them up, and how did you pull that off?
I don't know. I just went to the top. I don't know who's who for teams, but I guess the 8 was the 62's teammate, so it makes sense as to why he was not pushing me there. But I mean, I just went high, and I was like, well, he's either going to push me or he's going to take me 3 wide. But he pushed me for a little bit, and I just kind of used the side drafting and got second. So I mean, I'll take it. Just really want a win. Tired of finishing second. I've been finishing second. I have 7 second place finishes in 9 lead races in the last couple weeks. I'm getting kind of tired of it.
Man, I got a feeling, man. Anytime you run second that many times, you're due, right? Like, it's got to happen soon.
I think so. I hope. I mean, to finish second, what is this my 4th race? 4th race? 3 times out of 4 races, a Super Speedway league is actually, I would say, really, really lucky, if anything, because it's Super Speedway. But I mean,
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you get hit right at the start finish line when you were about to win one?
We got pinched 3 wide. The leader was moving me and another guy up, and then I got contact and corrected it and took out the leader. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it happens. It's Super Speedway.
Yeah, man. Well, I have faith in you. I think you'll pull one out. So before I let you go, is there anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, you guys let me join. It's been really fun. We got Evo controllers on the truck, and then of course my friends, I guess you could call teammates, Rob Kenny, Matt Rod is on a different team, but we've been in my Discord working together, and Mike Teller, and then you guys for broadcast. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it like I usually do.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, man, and have a good one, and keep fighting. You'll get a win soon.
I will try.
All right, man.
I see it.
Well, I'll tell you.
Right.
I'll tell you what, Ben. Sorry to interrupt there, but the stats of Shane Terrian since he joined have been unbelievable. Worst finish of second. He did win back at Talladega. I think we've forgotten. He won back at Talladega. His worst finish is second. He's led an entire 2 laps, yet he's finished second place 3 times and won once. I mean that is leaving it late to finish those races where he's finished those races. I mean that is just wonky stats. 4 races, impressive. Worst finish of second 3 times, 1 win, has only led 2 laps. He did not lead a lap here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. All right, it is time to go down to victory lane and pick up tonight's winner, driver of the number 62 SimShots Ford, Colin Ullery. Colin, back in victory lane here in the GTR Simulator Superspeedway Series in the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150 here tonight. Tell us about your run and picking up that checkered flag tonight.
Well, obviously it feels very good to finally get a win after messing up pit road drastically last week. So it feels just amazing to get back in the victory lane and to have Mitchell Adams push me again and be able to finish P3. So it was a great night for SimShots as well.
Yeah, were you concerned about having your teammates back there, or did you feel pretty comfortable there in the closing laps?
We were at like 8 to go, and we were running 1 through 4, and I was just hoping to just have that finish. I didn't really care if I won or came 4th, but I was just hoping for that, and there was an incident that prevented that. But it was a great run, and I wasn't really all too worried about my teammates. They're a lot of help week in, week out in both the Thursday and Friday series. It's great to have them and race with them.
Absolutely. And of course, next week we go back to Monza, which was kind to some drivers last time we were there and not so kind to others. It was not so kind to me. What are your thoughts of coming back to Monza next week?
I haven't gotten to race Monza yet. I was out of town that week, so I look forward to it. It looks like a lot of fun if you can get some green flag runs going. So I think it should be a good race to watch, and as long as the cautions are minimum. So we'll see how that goes. I do look forward to it, though.
Yeah, rumor has it we will be bringing the Benny Hill theme to Monza Oval next week in case we need it. But nonetheless, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun here on 3Y TV. That is for sure. Colin, tomorrow night here in the National Sim Racing Association, we also got the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series at Twin Ring Motegi. A, will we see you tomorrow night? And B, what are your thoughts about that very tricky track in Japan?
Yeah, it is tricky because I haven't gotten to run too many laps in practice yet, but it's definitely unique because you downshift in the 3 and 4 for like a fast lap, and I think at the end of a run we'll be doing that as well. So it'll be interesting when people start doing that, I think. if it happens. I haven't gotten to run too many laps yet, so I'm not fully sure.
Well, Ben, hopefully you're taking notes beside me. That's definitely going to be something that we will be keeping our eyes on up here in the 3-wide TV booth. Of course, Ben, you'll be down there on the racetrack racing tomorrow night. But
I had to teach old Andrew that he had to shift in 3 and 4, so I'm taking credit for that. At least something I've helped Andrew with, right?
oh, there you go. You can't win them all, but sometimes you can get them, give them some tips. But I got to say, Colin, congratulations on your win here tonight. Before we let you go, any shout-outs you'd like to give out?
Yes, to all my teammates tonight, John Canizaro, Mitchell Adams, and Andrew Himmelman. They were great, and they're always a lot of help with both pit strategy and the racing. And also Buck Kicker, Sim Shots, and GTR Simulator as well.
All right, well, folks, that is your race winner here tonight of the GTR Simulators Bash at the Beach 150, Colin Ullery. Colin, best of luck next week.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Ben, definitely an interesting night here at Daytona. It lived up to the bash at the beach, especially there on the final lap with a lot of the trucks getting bashed in one way or another. But it was Colin Ullery taking home that checkered flag. Let's see if we can bring up tonight's final race results here on the channel. And they're not on cue. They're never on cue. They are absolutely never on cue. There we go. And we will kill that. There we go. Now it's good. Taking on the win, Colin Ullery in the number 62 truck. Shane Terrian finishing second for the third time in 4 races. His only other finish was winning at Talladega. Mitchell Adams in third. Andrew Himmelman in fourth. John Doble fifth. Jeffrey Vickery in sixth. Matthew Rodriguez in seventh. Dalton Hayes eighth. Kyle Lewis and Mike Floppy Tellier, who was able to squeak his way through, got that late race JR's Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Awards get back onto the lead lap. And just like that, he is going to finish his way with a top 10 here tonight, Ben.
Yeah, and then Doug Neal was able to salvage it and come in 11th. Good finish by him, along with Justin White in 12th, Christopher Darling in 13th, Garrett Gleason in 14th, Shane Ledoux 15th, and Jason Gracias, unfortunate couple of wrecks there, but he manages to get 16th. John Canizaro grabs him 17th, and William Kirwan, I believe he was the points leader. He is going to come in 18th in what is sure to be championship implications. Stephen Ford, 19th, and Robert, was it Tenney for Kenny? I think, is it Kenny for Tenney? Gets 20th.
Yeah, unfortunately, not a top 10 for Kenny this week. Maybe next week it'll be a top 10 for Kenny.
You hit it out.
Yeah, 21st position, Jason Shue there. And the number 15 truck, Nathan Maurer, finishing 22nd, 10 laps down. Started the race 10 laps down. Not sure what the story was there, but unfortunately wasn't able to pick up any JR Mobile Detailing Lucky Dog Awards here tonight. Back behind him, Travis White, 23rd, finishing 22 laps down. Then Ben Mashburn, who pulled off the racetrack there with about 30 laps to go. And Barry Knapp in the number 57 machine pulled off very early on lap number 19 here tonight. Well, folks, so we want to thank you for stopping by here on 3 Wide TV. Do have a couple of things that we have to do before we say goodnight. The first thing is we have to give out the Kirwan Racing Race Winner Award to driver of the number 62 of Colin Ullery here tonight. Congratulations, Colin. You'll be picking up 5 iRacing credits courtesy of Kirwan Racing and William Kirwan. We also have the Max Grafix hard charger, maxgrafix.co. Make sure you check them out. Hard charger of the race here tonight was shared between 2 particular drivers. One was Shane Terrian and the other one was the driver of the number Shane Terrian and Matthew Rodriguez in the number 47/number 16 machine. So big shout out to Terrian and Rodriguez for picking up the maxgraphics.co hard charger of the race award. And that's just about going to do it here tonight on the channel. Daniel Noble stopping in saying hello. Hi, Daniel. Hopefully you're having a good night at work. And everyone else who joined in here tonight in the chat. We really do appreciate it, and really appreciate your support as we move in closer to 1,000 subscribers here on the channel. Remember, tomorrow night, National Sim Racing Association in action at Twin Ring Motegi on the oval of Twin Ring Motegi. It is Twin Ring. They do have the oval. They do have the road course, but we'll be using the oval tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time on the channel. You'll want to tune in for that, the penultimate round before we make it to the round of 10 into the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Series playoffs. Going to be fun to figure out the twists and the turns and the storylines tomorrow night here on 3YTV. Folks, as always, stay safe here over the next couple of weeks, and we shall see ya.
See you.